Be that because you did mention that you were sort of you felt the need to earn your place amongst male leaders. Could it because everyone is just so cocooned in all this stuff that they don't even have space to let other people in just because they haven't even found themselves, and they're just now projecting all of that to whoever comes in their way because they're fearful that once somebody gets any closer, they might just knock on the cocoon and it cracks it all open.
100%. Nobody wants to show their vulnerability, right? Especially high management leaders. They don't want to show their vulnerability, right? I want to be seen as the most powerful man in the room, right? I want to be seen as the manager who has all the answers, right? We covered that. So nobody wants to show their vulnerability, especially to the team members, right? This is why the executive coaching is so helpful, right? This is the one person, you, me, and probably your psychologist, where you're allowed to admit what is it that you're actually afraid of, what is actually that you want, okay? What actually makes you happy? Who will come to you, to, I don't know, a CFO or a head of engineering, ask you, oh, what do you want in life? Nobody will ask you that unless you ask that question to yourself. And this is what I remind to people, right? We work, I think, around about 40, 50 years of our life, right? When do we ask the question, what do we actually want, right? I would guess like in the beginning, before we change our profession to, I don't know, a BA, right? So we ask ourselves, oh, would I like to be a doctor? Would I like to be a mechanic, right? Then, and probably after we read a lot of psychology books, when we have time in retirement, we ask ourselves, what do I actually want? Oops, it's too late. I'm already 60, right? Well, not that late. You can still do what you want. But you kind of wasted like 40 years on doing something that you don't really enjoy, right? And often those people in very high position, they just hide those cocoons, right? They hide in those emotions because it's just too scary to ask those questions, because you need to gather and you need to show how powerful you are. And unless you're really have a strong will and vision to something that really makes you happy in life, right? Most of the people, they don't ask that question. Most of the people, they just come to work, they do their job, right? They get the paycheck. And this is how most of the people live their life. So the question is, are you brave enough to ask yourself, what is it that I want? What does it make me happy? Okay. And how can I get here today? Not in 50 years when I retire, but today.
Kind of feels like, if you really look at it, Alessia, you're giving people back to themselves. Like somebody would have obviously climbed the corporate ladder and everything else, but you're just holding that space for them and saying, you could actually be way better, bigger, and bolder than you actually are right now if you just step a little to your left.
Exactly, yeah. And again, most of the people, me included, right? We just do something by the inertia, right? Like I step up, I got this position, then the next position, then the next. And I'm not even stopping for a second to ask, oh, wait, maybe I would like to do something else, right? I did that, by the way. And that's why I started my executive coaching. I took a big risk by asking myself, what do I actually want? But until then, that's what I did. That's what most corporate managers do, right? We take the next promotion, we take the next step, and we just do it because everybody else are doing it, right? And I think this is also the part why our society right now having so many issues, right? We are all looking for leadership. We are all looking for somebody to tell us what to do. Like, look at the world, what's going on, right? We want somebody to take the leadership and tell us how to stop the wars, right? We're looking for leaders who tell us, hey, this is what you do in order to have a better life, a better social life, a better life for your kids. At work, we're looking for our managers to tell us, hey, what is it that you want me to do? We're afraid to take ownership. We're afraid to say, hey, maybe that's a bad idea, what you're suggesting. I have a better one, right? And the same for our health, for instance, right? We're always looking for the best guru that tell us this is the best diet, this is the best sport you should do in order to lose weight, to live until you're 100. We're always looking for somebody to tell us what to do, right? Because most people, they're just afraid to ask those questions to themselves, but they have all the power to ask that. It's just very scary questions, because you know what? Once you ask that, you cannot not unask that. You will think about it all the time, and you will feel the pressure. Oh my God, now I actually want what I want to do. And I'm still stuck in the job I hate. And I still stuck with a partner I don't like, right? I have to do something. And that pressure, this is something that for most people is intolerable, right? We cannot tolerate it. We want to get to our basic status quo of feeling in our comfort zone. And most people, they don't like stepping out from the comfort zone. But this is what determines, are you going to be a successful person in your life, running out a successful life for you, whatever it means for you? Or are you just going to bear your life until you die?
Now, obviously, from what you're saying, it resonates at a core level. Indulge me a little bit if you can, because with what you're saying people just obviously go to kindergarten and then go to grade school, go to high school, go to university, get a degree, get a job, fall in love, get promoted, and then they die. Or maybe, buy themselves some sort of midlife crisis car, and then at least that's it for them. And they haven't really lived a well-lived life. And you're saying there could be another way. So what you're presenting is somewhat of a pattern break, like saying, you know what, you've been doing what you've been doing. Let me Einstein you a little bit, because you can't get different results from the same inputs that you've been doing. So maybe what you're doing is somewhat of a rite of passage for these people to really usher them into a future they never thought they would get in this lifetime.
Exactly. Well, at least I try, right? It's not always successful, but at least this is what I'm trying to do, right? It's not only, again, companies hire me for making sure that their management is more capable of leading